Hello, everybody, and welcome back. All right, so that's funny. Messi was like, "Did we get temp HP while we were gone?" Nope. All right, we're back to your turn, Rick. I'm curious what it is that you are going to try to do. Messi redeemed second win. I'm gonna stop giving you your points back there, buddy.
No. Okay.
He's like Tal. He's like Tal. Oops.
Oops.
Hey,
Refund.
Daelric,
Yes.
if I use spell weaving, would you call that an ability check?
What is the actual skill you use for it?
It's a spell. Never mind. It says spellcasting ability check.
Yeah. I was gonna say I believe it is. Disadvantage isn't the end of the world. You've seen that you can do very well with it. And what's the DC for the spell weaving that you'd be trying to do?
I'd be turning Cure Wounds preferably into a ranged spell.
Oh, so instead of Cure Wounds, you'd be doing the other first level one, the Healing Word.
Healing Word.
Which is a bonus action, I think, which is nice. So you'd still have
Yes.
like the rest of your turn. And theoretically, you could turn a second level version of that into like the Wispy one. Maybe, but okay. The DC for that's what, 10, I think? That's nothing crazy, right?
I'll put it in chat. Yeah, it's 10.
Cannot duplicate meta magic, cannot exceed the power of the spell slot cast. So, yeah, it's DC 10. So, and what's your charisma modifier?
+3.
So, I mean, assuming no Witcher sense, using disadvantage, you just have to roll 7 or higher. And disadvantage counts as mathematically as like a -5 to your roll. So, that puts you...
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, with Witcher sense, it puts you well within range of likelihood to succeed. So,
As long as you don't crit fail.
as long as you don't roll like, an 18 and a 2, and even then, technically, you might get it. And you're only realistically be burning a bonus action if you try to cast that spell. So,
Yeah, we'll try it. Roll 2d10, drop
just
highest
check
1
the
plus 3.
range of Healing Word. I'm so sorry, I don't remember the range. I feel like it's like 30 feet. It could be longer. You should know this, Neil. Dean uses it all the time.
60 feet.
Ah, good. Okay, good. Sir, please.
Oh, that's 2d10, sorry.
Yeah, 1d20 plus 3. Oh, you just press charisma with disadvantage, right? You know what I mean? You just click
I
disadvantage.
guess that works too, whatever.
Yeah.
That was just an intelligence check for you, Scott.
Yeah. I just always succeed. Okay.
Close.
Okay. Well then. So you cast
Finally.
Healing Word.
Rick's consistently
Can
mediocre.
I then cast it at a higher spell level, or can I only cast it at first level?
You would have had to have said it in advance.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because realistically, you could do that a second time to do a different spell if you wanted to.
No, that's fine. That's fine. If I can just if it's
At
only
least-
his first
at
level,
least-
that's
At least gets him on his feet. You know what I mean?
yes.
So
It
just
gets
so
him
you
off
know,
his feet.
it is 1d4 plus spellcaster modifier that you're going to heal him for. Not bad. Get him to 5 health points, so you save his ass. That's your bonus action. Okay.
Yeah.
That's your bonus action. Whose turn's next? Oh, so Tal only missed one turn. That's not bad. All right, Brian, you still have your move and your standard, or whatever you want to call them.
Can I put a fireball on the big boy without hitting Tal?
That's an intelligence check, which you're only disadvantage. Because like when you're dealing with a difference of a 5-foot square, I always say like you have to roll for that. There's like precision casting like that is tough. You know, if there's like a 10-foot gap or something, that's fine. Oh, he took the check. He's like, oh, I'll just roll. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, like
Hey, listen,
checking,
I get it and I like it. You're 7. Roll your fireball.
My God.
Drop your fireball, boy. Let's see how it plays out. Tal, I love your perspective on this one, Tal. All right, roll it.
Hey, did you know which sense is the thing?
Oh, I hope it is for you. Tal, make your saving throw.
I mean, I'm going down either way, aren't I?
Well, yeah, but there's a difference between taking 30 and taking 15, isn't there? You know the DC. There you go. Okay. Let's
Made it by one.
let me just see something real quick.
Oh, I'm dead inside.
So you like stood up and then just got knocked back down. Hey, but does that reset his death saves?
Yeah,
It does.
It does.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
but it's
And it doesn't
fine.
do enough damage to outright kill him either, so he's just back on
It's
down on the
fine because
ground.
there's two surrounding me. Each of them will explode once,
I'll
killing
be
me.
right back.
Okay. This is kind of how it
You're
plays
not
out.
wrong. You're not wrong.
Rick can hear us, so I don't feel bad at describing this while he's not at the computer. So this is how it plays out. He reaches deep within himself, drawing upon drawing upon his unique bloodline to alter the magics that he has stored in his mind. His magics that he's figured out, he's mastered. Then there's the ones that he can feel, kind of always at his fingertips, but usually out of reach. He grasps them with his mind and is able to reach out and do a little bit of a healing spell, just enough to breathe life, just a little bit more spark into Tal. As Tal takes that like gasp of air and feeling the pain and looking and seeing a fucking rot fiend on top of him and like boring down on him, all of a sudden he like looks up. He like sees this thing. He's getting ready to try to like harden his knuckles to start to whiten. He gets prepared to like try to defend himself, and this thing is literally boring into him. And then just past the thing's shoulder, he sees a glowing orb about to explode. Instead, he releases that grasp, grabs the fucking thing by its neck, and pulls it onto himself, and uses its body as a bit of a shield. So when the burst of fire goes erupting outwards, it melts the creature on top of him, defending him from much of the blow. Defending him from much of the blow. Now, the burst, let's say they did make their saving throw, because maybe some did, maybe some didn't. It doesn't matter. That's still 15 points of damage, and because they have vulnerability, that's still 30 points of damage. One of the rot fiend on top of him is uninjured. No, it's injured, sorry, because of the arrow that was shot against him. There's no way he would survive that 30 damage. And the other one is all messed up from the attacks done to it from Neil and yourself. There's no way it's going to survive that 30 damage. That fire engulfs them and chars them and boils them down. That leaves us with poor Neil lying on the ground with these two creatures as they boil up and burst and explode. Now, the saving throw against their deathy burst things is a dexterity save. You would usually give him advantage, but unfortunately,
Well, is it?
I automatically fail because I'm unconscious.
Yeah, Neil's unconscious.
correct. So you can't make a dexterity save while you're unconscious. So the one on top of you bursts and does those two types of damage to you. It doesn't really matter how much damage, just acid and poison, understand that. That counts as one death point to you, Neil. Just one, because it's one attack. Even though it's two types of damage, it's one attack.
Oh, it's all coming down to the dice.
The other one bursts and just like floods the air with a huge, thick plume. Like, I mean, honestly, the amount of acid and poison that comes off of that thing, you're almost happy you're not alive next to when it blows up. So we'll just avoid how much damage that is. But it also hits you with an amount of damage, and we'll get to that in a minute. And you survive it. Neil, after his turn is over, it is now the Rot Fiend's turn. So not the Rot Fiend, the big beastly one, the scary Rot Fiend's turn. It's dead.
But he just died. Yeah.
It's dead. That gives us to the one that's over in front of Bastion's turn. It can't really do anything. Bastion's got him held in his gaze, like the way that Bastion calls upon a young lass or lad from across a dance floor, locks eyes. You know what I mean? What's that two-finger death punch song? You know what I mean? Anyways, so or five-finger death punch, whatever that band's name is. So you
You witch says death saves.
we're going to skip his turn because he can't do anything at the moment. Buddy old pal, you have two death points on you. It's your D20 roll, and I got nothing.
You got Witcher sense. Don't forget.
I got nothing.
You do have Witcher sense.
Can you witch sense death saves?
Any D20 roll can be Witcher sensed. But I've got
Here we
nothing.
go.
That puts you in a high likelihood of surviving.
Got the
Come on.
I want you to roll like a 7, so it's dramatic. So it's like a 50-50 at that point.
Ew, I'm gonna rip off my shirt.
Ooh.
Sorry, headphones.
Oh no!
How? In the second to last episode.
Third to last.
Second.
Oh dear.
The
Well,
amount of
Tal, it was nice having you join us.
In Witcher sense.
the amount of poison was just
It's a
too
10,
much.
right?
The amount of poison was just too much. The
He
amount
already,
of acid.
he already had a wheezy cough from that building collapse.
Oh my god.
Oh God. The amount of poison was just too much. The acid boiling into your skin, exposing your flesh, your insides to even more of that poisonous gas. That gas eeping into your body, into your lungs, as you're clinging on with your little sad gasps. Gas that are just taking in even more poison from the thing melting on top of you. The burns on your body, your face, your shoulders. It's too much. You lose it. You can't hold on any longer, buddy.
He just had a good redemption arc.
Oh God. Okay.
How disappointing.
So this is unfortunately, as much as we want to hold on to this at the moment, we can't at the moment. So let's push on for a second. So you, who's next? I have to tell that save. You can't even Witcher sense that. Oh God.
Can it not Witcher sense? Because Witcher sense is a.
Is only up to a +6.
Oh, I don't know why I thought it was a D8.
No, it's a D6. You get D8s for your combat superiority. Yeah, sorry. Bastion, it's your turn. You're not exactly entirely aware of what happens. You saw the burst of fire, probably pulled your attention over that direction. You saw the two things burst and drop. You've already seen Tal on the ground for a while. You know that Tal's in danger. You know that Tal's life is on that line, but you also know that Bran is over there and a very capable mage, right? You're dealing with whatever this is in front of you. Up to you. You see the burst go off. Those two things explode and collapse. You don't even know what that explosion really means. That burst, I should say. It's not really. Fireball explodes. They burst. What do you do?
What do you do?
What
So
do
I
you
kind of view us as being out of combat at this point. So I basically am calling out to Bran, like, how should we handle this one? Still prepared to attack if he does end up being able to, break my concentration or something.
So Bran's focused on what's ahead of him, and you see that burst, and then you can just kind of like blink it away and look over to Brandon. How do you want to handle this one, Bran?
I run over to Tal and I shout, "Give me a moment." And yeah, I'm not frightened anymore, right?
The source of your fear is gone. You have a different fear in front of you, but
I'd be
it's,
guilty depending on what happens.
yeah, it's a different type of fear in front of you right now, and guilt is definitely a bit overbearing. But not that that's your fault. But
All right. I spend 5 sorcery points to get a 3rd level spell slot, and upon reaching Talabast's recently deceased body, I basically fall over him, and I cast Revivify. You touch a creature that has died within the last minute. That creature returns to life with 1 hit point.
You probably
You're
should have said that before you rolled, just saying.
Oh no, I wanted to keep the suspense.
He did it for the dramatic effect.
I want to just say yes, it works. But there's one more layer to this that I have to be mean about. You don't have 300 gold pieces worth of diamond on you at the moment. Does your class allow you to
I do not rely on material components for my spells.
If a spell component would give you value, you still need to use that
If it has
component.
a
Yeah.
component with GP value.
So, you do have the ability to access spells that others don't have. You have the ability to use magics in ways that others don't. This is what I'm going to allow you to do. You can take other bits of value that you have before you. I'll allow you to spell weave again. And you can more or less transform other value that you have to you. I'm not saying exactly 300 gold pieces instantly turn into diamonds, but value in front of you will become, you can attempt to just transform it into diamonds, to compress, create, transform, transmute, conjure, whatever it is. I'll allow you to do another spell weave to do that.
We don't have another option, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, give a 15. How are you feeling about it?
Just Witcher sense it. It's a
Yeah,
light.
I'm just sensing it.
We've got a
Come on,
Our boy.
Messy.
Our boy.
A 19.
You reach out with your magics. You find you have knowledge to a spell that you've never even realized could exist before. You
like
feeling
DC-20.
down. You fall down to Tal next to you, and you reaching out again with this new magic, this new ability that you have before you, and you feel it grasp something. You don't know what death is. You don't know whatever there is beyond it. You don't know what exists. The ability to bring somebody back from the dead doesn't really exist, as far as you understand it, exist for magic in this world. But yet, here you are feeling something. Maybe it's his last breath. Maybe it's his heart not quite giving up. Maybe it's his mind not fully.
Or maybe it's the
collapsing.
magic of yours in him.
Maybe it's your
Maybe
love
it's
for
your
him.
own blood within him. Whatever it might be.
He's my blood brother.
You can feel it holding, but you can feel that this magic is craving something. Something beyond what you have inside you, an ability to channel. You feel that you have the ability to feed this magic. Without putting too much thought into it, you just say, fuck it, I will give it what it wants. And you reach out to
Oh no,
within
hands
yourself.
are made of carbon.
You will give it whatever it wants. This is the Full Metal Alchemist. You'll give it whatever it wants to feed this fuel. It needs a type of crystal, valuable crystal. Out of game, it needs diamonds. In game, you fuel it with your megascope. Using those as a bit of a channel, you're able to grab onto whatever it is that's fleeting inside of him and put it back and mend his wounds enough to keep him alive, if looking far worse than Leonard ever did. That first gasp of air he takes is small and choked, because immediately afterwards he starts hacking like somebody that just came back from drowning. But instead of water coming out of his lungs, it's almost liquid for how dense that fog is of poison, that he just starts like coughing out of his lungs. You need to take a step back, or at least reposition yourself slightly as you're trying to lend him some sort of aid, as you roll him over and kind of, hold him so his convulsions don't like topple him to the ground, so he has like a good posture to cough all that up. As again, almost like coming out as a liquid as it's billowing out of his lungs with each hack. This nasty green poison coming out of him. His flesh, where you're holding onto his shoulder to keep him steady, is almost malleable underneath your hand because it's melted from the acid burning into him. He does not look good. He does not look good at all. But he's alive. He's breathing. Bren, you have brought him back from the dead! Woo! Luis, you drive up another 50 feet.
I'm almost there.
All right, so honestly, this guy can't break the thing unless you attack him. You can't break the thing. You could just, it says as long as you concentrate, there's no limit to it, so you can literally just stay there and just like watch after.
For my friends to.
Do you say anything to him as he's helping Tal out on the ground over there? He's a bit away, so you
I
can't
don't
see
even
how
know
bad
what's
it is.
going on. I'm just like, what is going on over there? What's taking so long?
Brand's a bit too focused while all that's going on, so he
Yeah.
just ignores you.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's
After a moment, when I gather my senses, I will do a second level cure wounds on Tal to make sure that he can walk.
Sure, absolutely.
So that's 18 health points.
Are we still in initiative while he's frozen like this, or no?
No.
I kind of imagine that Tal, like, even though you've healed him, he's still not, like, conscious. Not properly anyway. Like, his brain's hypoxic currently. Either from all the smoke and whatnot he's been inhaling and from being dead for a period of time.
You were basically in like the happy trance from dying.
Yeah, happy, sure.
I mean, you get a bunch of
I
endorphins.
think
So.
everyone who burns to death in poison and ash thinks of happiness as they.
I
they
mean,
die.
I can't just leave you here and just firebolt you a couple of times if that's what you prefer.
I mean, I love it that you literally died by poison, acid, and fire simultaneously.
Yeah, that's an achievement, isn't it?
That's like classic D&D. Those are the three things that trolls are not resistant to. Otherwise, they're just like, oh, I'm just gonna heal it.
Damn.
Poison, acid, and fire.
I didn't tell you Tal was a troll. How do you
It
know?
just kind of came out through play.
I saw him get changed once.
And now he's hypoxic, so he's going to speak like a Witcher troll as well.
There you go.
Me crack card keg now.
He always used to drink like a troll. Now he speaks
I
like a
was
troll.
partially expecting you to die, and then you'd have to play as boy.
That would have been cool. That would have been cool.
Hi, Doxy.
Oh my god.
So you more or less wait until eventually, I imagine like a full minute later, and you're just kind of like, what's taking them so? Do you now, Bastion? While you're sitting down there waiting for like a long while, because I'll get back to them in a second. While they're taking like a long while, do you just like stand there and like watch this guy? Do you like?
Yeah, I'm just
like,
watching him.
yeah, just like watching him. Okay, you're not like. I suppose you're not goofy, so you wouldn't like go over and be like, so how you doing today?
I'm goofy in a lot of circumstances, but this seems like a relatively serious one. He knows when to be serious. Bastion knows when to be serious.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trustable.
Yeah.
So you you do like you just said, you just be serious in this moment at the very least. So about a minute later, finally he's able to get you well enough that you feel the strength to get to your feet. Every breath burns, your flesh burns. Like you're not doing well. And I'm gonna get to what that all means shortly. But for now, you just had a lot of pain, and he finally is able to get you back up to your feet. Do you speak for the first time there, Nag Height?
Tal, like you say, manages to get to his feet enough. He's leaning forward. Naturally, people do this. He's like almost doubled over, trying to get like a decent breath of air in, because he still feels short of breath. He still feels breathless, and he just goes, I need a drink."
I'll hand
And
him
he,
a
like-
water skin.
He'll like open it, have like a sip, spit it out,
With a lot of
and then he'll have a couple mouthfuls of it. He clearly that wasn't what he wanted. Actually, upon it going down his throat, he's like, oh yeah, that's nice and soothing after all this scalding hot poison air that's just gone down. Yay
Yeah.
for having your lungs boiled.
It's fun though. You enjoyed it. Could you do me a favor? Could you roll me a d20?
Just
Who,
a
me?
flat
Yeah, just a
D20.
flat d20 for you.
If you roll the one, you die again. So careful.
It's alright. I can Witcher sense it.
Okay. And roll it one more time, sir.
Don't do it. It's a trick.
I know it's a trick. but
You
I
can
can't
Witcher sense it if
stop.
you'd like. You know, that's fine.
No!
Okay.
Oh my god.
So when you get up and you're doing that and you're breathing that out, God, it fucking hurts. Your ribs hurt. Everything part of you hurts. You're in a lot of pain. Rick, I imagine once you finally get him to his feet, do you look him over? Do you give him a medicine check? And if you do you allow him to look you over?
I will look him over.
Do you allow it, Tal?
Yeah, Tal's in no position to.
Rick, one of the things that you notice is that, unfortunately, his ribs, just from like the creature falling on him, the blows that he's taken, the force of the coughs, all that stuff, he actually broke his ribs. It has a mechanical effect that pertains to like combat and stuff like that, but honestly, with enough rest and a bit of magic, it'll probably solve the problem. That's not the end of the world. As long as he just needs to take it careful for a few days, and you should be able to resolve that. Unfortunately, all his other injuries, his scars, all the damage on him that he has, looking him over and like try to get, you spent a good amount of time that healing, trying to cure like the most important parts of him. You spent a bit of time using your, 18 or whatever it was that you healed, trying to heal his face as well. He finally, the swelling around his eyes go back enough he can fully open one of them, and the other one he still really can't. You kind of like use your thumb and you force open the lid a little bit, and you see that the bulb on the inside is unfortunately rather destroyed.
Melted.
You don't think that you know of any types of magics, and you certainly don't think that you have any magic strong enough to cure such a advanced injury. Something like that is just so finite. Like all the you don't understand obviously modern science and medicine, but you know that that's well beyond your ability to handle something so delicate as an eyeball. One of his eyes is unfortunately destroyed from the injury. He also gained a bunch of scars and stuff like that, but those don't do anything, Like sorry, horrible scars. So he has disadvantage on persuasion checks and advantage on intimidation checks as well. Unless he cures those two. The eye, the losing the eye, disadvantage on perception checks, and on ranged attack rolls. As a dragon hunter.
God.
As a dragon hunter.
Yo, fuck Chet. I hate Chet.
They didn't do that to him.
Oh, they didn't? Okay.
No, that was just the monster.
They did everything else to him, though.
They did one thing to him. They made one person resistant to his damage. But all that would have meant was he learned the sooner.
I'm gonna beat up Chet.
Now, there is a way that I can change it so I constantly roll with advantage or disadvantage. How do I do that? In skill options.
I don't remember. Don't worry about that till later on. So eventually you kind of you look things over. Brand, how do you explain it to him? Because he knows that his vision's all fucked up, but he also knows that he's injured and hasn't seen a mirror yet. So how do you explain this to him?
It looks like the acid might have eaten away part of your eye.
What? What? And he like gingerly feels around the still swollen, and then like gently, probes, feels like, the top of an eyelid, that instead of being like this, it's just like a loose bit of skin. And he just like recoils and stares down his hand with one eye. Right.
I'm not sure if I can do anything about it.
Do we at least save him?
The boy's fine.
You look about. It's hard. Everything's blurry. You know what I mean? Because your other eye is just injured, but that'll heal. And you see the boy is actually had made his way over at the point like while he was like tending to you, and he was like kind of hiding behind Brand, not like holding onto his legs. He was like a 6-7-year-old kid, right? But he's standing behind Brand. He kind of comes into view, and you see that, and he looks up at you, and the look on his face is like, it's a combination of pity, but adoration. Like, he doesn't know he doesn't understand these emotions. Like, it's just everything around him is just, and it's like at the same time he's kind of starting to take in what had happened prior to your guys' arrival. But you know that he's looking at you with that, probably the first time ever, with that look of you being like a hero. You've seen these looks, but you've never gotten one before.
Good.
I'll ruffle the boy's hair and I'll I'll yell to Bastion like, "Did you get any? I saw you take something from him. Were those ingredients?"
Were they? I'm assuming they're just ingredients. I'm gonna look through them now. Take a look.
Oh, well, you had tons of time to have done that
yeah.
before. You could roll me an Arcana check to see if you could figure out anything.
Huh.
Okay.
Oh,
I know all about these ingredients.
Actually, you understand, like, this person, the smell that they have on them, they smell kind of like the rot fiends. Not to the degree where it nauseates you, but enough that it would repel them. But at the same time, there's almost like this slight undertone of, it's like an off peppermint smell on them too, that once again would also be used as almost like a repellent that allows them to be amongst these kind of necrophages that keep them safe among the necrophages. But then the kind of herbs and whatnot that they have, and the fact that they were heading back over to the tree, you believe that it was going to attempt a type of salve to heal the necrophages, to almost like try to use magics to mend their wounds that were caused by the fire, to allow them to rise back up again. Unfortunately, that was interrupted by somebody with a goddamn spell that actually worked despite disadvantage. So they were not able to gain those 6 that he initially killed back into the fight. So
Worked out. Yeah, I'd relay that information.
okay. I'm gonna put my hand on the shoulder of the boy. I'm gonna tell him, "Okay, just wait here a second. I'll take up my manacles. I'm gonna put these cuffs on the bad man, and then we'll figure out where to take you." And I will walk over and I will cuff the mage.
Yep, with your how do you say it?
Manacles.
Dimaterium, isn't it?
Dimaterium.
Dimeridium.
Dimeridium. Even when I listened to somebody else first, I say it wrong. Your dimeridium.
No, I said it. I said it wrong as well. To be fair.
Yeah. You're always wrong. So your dimeridium shackles, you put them on him, and that of course stops his magics from coming through. At least severely works them down.
But might free him from the Axie.
It actually would disrupt the Axie, which is what I was getting to. But that doesn't really matter much because it's not exactly like he's a big, powerful person. He starts to be able to move again once you put the Dimeridium on him. But then Bastion can just kind of like one arm hold him. Kind of like Andre the Giant and Princess Bride. Just like, you go nowhere, you know? So you kind of one arm hold this guy. And he can do nothing about it. And he's looking to you as like, oh... Well, perhaps I could invite you to dinner instead.
Yeah, you said something about soup.
Stew.
Stew. Right. We'll put you in a slow boil then, see how that goes.
Tao's gonna take a step forward. What about eyeballs? Do you eat those?
The way that they burst in your mouth, it's like a cream.
Oh, really? How about bursting in one's hands? He then, like, you guys can clearly see where he's going with this. He puts a hand on the hair and reaches forward with one hand and starts reaching into the eye socket.
I thought you were gonna do the Kill Bill.
Wait, where's the
Yeah.
where's the kid during this?
No, he's not that. I know he's a monk, but he's not quite.
Where's the kid during this?
The kid, he said stay here before, so he's
Probably
actually...
standing there staring at his mother's corpse that's 80 feet away.
Yeah. Oh. So he's a bit back watching this transpire, but like having lost interest to a degree, and like you were saying, kind of like eyes wandering off to the rest of the surroundings. Now, not for the first time in a while, not being immediately distracted by you guys. He's kind of taking everything in and allowing like the weight of the world and the situation, everything to kind of like bore back down on him again.
Yeah, as long as he's not just watching Tal pop this guy's eyeball, I'm not too worried about it.
So you grab this guy. I mean, he's a caster. He's not very strong. I mean, I do have stats pulled up for him. But the The stats I
I
have.
mean, it's true, but
he has
I
a-
like that.
he
So
has
should
a
just-
nine- a
don't
9
stereotype
strength.
my guest.
He has a 9
oh shit, he's
strength,
swole.
and he also has a 12 armor class. He does.
I mean, he's restrained.
But just so you know, he's a 12 armor class because he did not cast mage armor. Just to be clear.
Wow.
All
All right.
So
But I
Tal
just
will-
killed 15 of his boys. So who's dominant now?
Tal. Yeah, but you have a
you
12
mount him.
AC with
You
mage
mount him just like this. Right, you are my bitch.
Tal will pop like he reached for, pop an eye out the eye socket and crush it while it's still attached to the optical nerve.
Ooh.
And then he turns around, goes like that, and dumps away.
Do I make you make a check to successfully do this?
Medicine.
It's a fair medicine check, but I'll give you advantage because he's like pinned up or whatever. I'll have you make a medicine check to see how sloppy this is. I'll give you advantage. I'll be nice.
All right, advantage. What check was it?
Medicine.
Okay. Okay.
What's your sense?
That's pretty good at the old medicine.
What's your sense? It.
No, that'll do. He doesn't
So-
want to make it too clean.
Okay, yeah, it's not clean. It's like you get your finger in there and you like go in from the nose, like the duct side, and you like get your finger like underneath. And we know, come on, you live out in the woods. It's like you got like properly trimmed fingernails that are like all clean and whatnot, right? So you get like your fingernail like digging down into the eyeball. It's like, as you like grab it and then like with your thumb fingernail like stab into the other side of the eyeball coming from the other side, and you just like rip it out and then just like you said, just like crush it while it's still attached to the. I mean, just the amount of sheer pain of he just passes out.
I was eating, but not anymore.
That's fair. In that case, when he passes out, Tal like over him, on him, and then turns away.
His mouth was open a little when he passed out, so now it's kind of like.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Now we see eye to eye.
Oh. He's now unconscious and manacled. Do you guys just finish it, or
I want to interrogate him,
that's?
but
gonna
not with the
go-
boy here. We're gonna take him to his
Clearly,
lair. We're gonna interrogate him. We're gonna figure out what he knows. We're gonna see the
I'm
shit.
keeping the boy. He's mine.
I'm
What?
assuming
He's my Witcher boy.
But he means he doesn't want the boy watching.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, Tal's gonna walk off down to the boy.
Mm-hmm.
Put a hand on his shoulder.
The hand.
Oh,
Yeah.
not the gross hand.
I mean, one is like melted, and the other one has eyeballs
yeah,
inside.
like his right one is like covered in blood and rot from where he's punched and just blood everywhere. The other one's covered
You're
in
not
eyeball.
the best person to be.
He puts a hand on his shoulder and he says, "We need to go and make a shovel."
Yeah,
And like
the boy just kind of like looks at you again, just like to look at you. It's like, not to sound mean here, but it's like when you see somebody in real life that's been like mortally wounded. You know what I mean? Like you just have that natural human reaction of like you just have like pause. You can almost like feel it in your gut. You know what I mean? And so he has that like a little bit of pause to see. I feel so whitewashed because of like how white the light is around
you
me.
really are whitewashed, yeah.
God, I gotta fiddle with my lighting and my camera for a second.
Yeah,
So
ruining my immersion.
my apologies. So you you get that like he has that like reaction. You can see it in his face, and that same look that he gave you before that you, like made you feel so good about yourself, that made you feel so good for a minute. It just kind of it like bleeds away in that moment as he just gives you that like natural look. But he nods like scared, and then goes with you to acquire the shovel and to go about work.
Yeah, we go and like make a crude shovel of wood and go and dig his mother's grave.
I really gotta fix my camera. I gotta find something right now to do it. So you guys, the other ones, you guys, do you, Messy, do you join them in the shovel bit, or do you join in the torture bit?
I'm assuming I'm rolling up as after Tal has done this.
You're basically riding a post eyeball pop, yeah.
So I didn't see the eyeball pop, so I'm just gonna follow the group into the cave for interrogation, unsure of what happened. Assuming everyone's mad at me for showing up after the fight's over.
Oh,
With like
I
70.
mean, you've got all the horses, right?
Yeah, I think, did I get Brand's? Did Brand, the one that ran off, did I get that one?
You don't know that.
No, he means like, would it have
Would
run
it
back to him?
run
By then?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I would say it came back to you. That's fine. I mean,
Okay.
that's just kind of like a natural instinct thing of a horse we were discussing beforehand. Wow, this is like really
Cool.
weird. My lighting.
So then
You're
yeah,
not
I'll
making
just
it
follow.
better. Oh, that's a bit better. There you go.
Yeah, I'm playing with all these different settings trying to make it.
Now it looks like you're in like
Oh,
it's bright outside.
Oh, there
and
we
you're in
go.
a dark room with your shutters closed and you're staring out everyone.
this is finally starting to get a little bit better. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that,
Oh,
everybody.
it's getting real nice.
I love how you're doing this when we've got like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's just you gotta fix your camera, you know. All right. So, anyways, let's get, so you go up to them to assist. My apologies, to assist him to assist Tal with the boy. Correct? You had said.
No, the group that's with the guy.
So you probably just like ride past Tal, give him like a little bit of a wave, but like then your
I didn't
eye
see him die.
then your eye catches him and you're like, oh shit. Oh hey Doxy, I did do contrast up. Thank you. And gain down. Thank you. So you do see Tal that you're like, oh, what the fuck happened to him? But you just go to the rest of the group and you see they're over a mage missing an eye, covered in goop, and lying there into the type of manacles that I can't say the word of, and
Covering goop?
yeah, like his eyeball juice on his face.
Oh, olive juice. Okay.
So you go riding up to them. What do you guys say to one another?
Hey guys.
I see you found my horse.
Yup, she's good. What I miss?
Just about 18 rod fiends, a big rod fiend, mage boy over there. We've got some questions for him. He wanted to dismember us and put us in a stew. Yeah.
That's normal for you guys, right? And I look at Bastion, like nodding my head, like that's normal, right?
Yeah, totally. Hey, Lo, how do you taste for stew?
Normally with a big spoon.
I don't think I have a spoon big enough for you.
I could use a regular spoon.
It's gonna take a lot of spooning to cut you off for that. Never mind. Maybe another time.
Okay. How do I eat stew? That's a weird question.
Oh no, you're gonna beat a stew.
Oh, when you said how do you
Yeah,
taste?
how do you taste?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, in stew. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, Bran, you gotta be more clear about this kind of.
I mean, I
stuff.
was being clear. You figure, it's a common thing for all of us. I might as well ask it right now. How do you taste in a stew?
I wouldn't know.
Anyway, around the corner there is
Why do you ask?
Oh, see, apparently all mages make people into stew and horrible things.
Do they?
Anyway, no.
I don't know a lot about mages.
No, anyway, can you go
Alright.
around that corner over there and see if there's any, like, magical stuff? Because that's where the mage appeared from.
Sure. And Lo's gonna like keep his eye, like walk backwards, keeping his eye on Bran, making sure he doesn't get cooked in a stew.
So you're gonna, like you said, watch after all that stuff, and
right.
this guy's not exactly gonna tell you where his lair is, right? But you can easily follow his tracks back. That's easy for you all to do. Why don't you roll me with advantage? Whoever wants to do the survival check to do so. I believe that would be is it Dunce or is that Messy?
Dunce, what's yours? I think we have the same.
Messi's higher, isn't it, for survival?
Mine's only 2.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You're
I'll
a
do it.
6, aren't you?
Yeah. Roll normal.
6 out of 10.
You get
Roll
advantage.
Advantage. Daelric?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, same as always.
There.
Hooey!
There you are. Oh, good. So you easily find those tracks leading you back to the lair, as you had said, while they're off trying to find the bodies and bury them and whatnot. We can get to that bit in a minute, but you easily find your way back to the bodies and to the lair. The lair itself it's like it's a natural cave. But it's not like, oh, there's a big opening. Like, this is something a bear would easily comfortably walk into. It's actually, it's an actual cave where water has passed through limestone enough that it kind of opened up. And it's like Bastion with, like, wearing armor with a shield and sword out would never be able to slip because it's a downward slope into this cave. It's just too broad, too big to be able to get into it. Brad, no problem. Bastion, if you were to drop the shield and take off like the breastplate, would be able to slide into it as well, kind of crawl into the cave that's down there. Same thing with what's his name there, the half elf. He'd easily be able to slink down there too. When you guys get into the cave, there are 2 more rot fiends that are still down there. Bastion's able to identify the fact that they were recently created, so they don't currently have like all the wherewithal and strength of a typical rot fiend, because it takes like right after they're created, it takes like a couple days for them to kind of like come into their own motor functions. But there's 2 down there you easily dispatch of them, especially as a team. No injuries to really worry about. You now know about the poisonous gas and the acid, so you try to like hit it with an arrow. Okay, we're safe. And
Did it sound just like that when I did it?
yeah. When you're down there, you don't see anything of real value down there, but you do see this stew cookie area that they were referring to, or the pot that they have is probably like a solid, what would that be? Like about a 25-gallon pot, which you can convert that to British if you'd like, but that's a
You mean to modern world?
No, 25 gallon pot is what it is. So it's a rather large sized pot that they would easily be able to fit.
113 liters.
Jesus.
Easily be able to put like a child into, or an adult that was chopped into bits could fit into something like this. And the pot is currently completely empty, like 100% completely empty, nothing inside of it, and actually surprisingly clean. But all about the room are all sorts of rotting this and nasty that, and the whole place is just smells terrible. I imagine that you guys are looking for things of value while you're waiting for this person to come to. You feel free to make your.
I would be looking
investigation
with
checks.
detect magic for magical items specifically.
Of course, roll me Arcana. Everybody else investigate.
I'll give you a hint, Rick. The cauldron's magical.
Should we put him in the pot?
I was gonna put him in the pot, yeah.
Let's go.
Still manacle too.
So, looking around the room, you don't find anything of value. Looking magically throughout the room, you do find that there is a lingering necromantic effect within the pot itself, leading you to believe that maybe not necessarily the pot is magical, but whatever concoction he makes inside there.
That's how he made rot fiend.
Makes inside there is
They're not rot fiends. They're pot fiends.
Ah!
does that mean like
I smoked too much.
Yep.
It's like messy here.
That's what happens, kids.
gotta legalize, bro? Gotta legalize.
Yeah.
It's the paper industry, man. Paper industry for the hemp.
Messy was smoking here earlier.
Yeah, I was smoking in here. You didn't see?
I'm pro legalization. I remember like when I was in high school, all my friends would tell me all this stuff, and I'd be like, yeah, oh yes, all that stuff that you were saying, completely true about marijuana. Then flash forward 15 years, and I'm like, wow, all that stuff was actually true. We can make better cement with it. We can make better rope with it. We can make better paper with it. We can make better. Like it really is a magical herb. It's not lies. So
I'm gonna prepare logs under the pot.
Okay. You get
Yeah.
logged. Yep.
You thought I was bad.
I can cast create water.
Ugh.
What is it? 20 gallons, right? Allows you to create with one
It's a
casting.
first level spell.
Right. Well, how much does create water allow you to create?
Let me check.
Actually, I have dungeon open somewhere.
Create or destroy water, 10 gallons.
First level spell. It's two DC 10 because this is you're not pressured. Nothing's difficult. 2 DC 10 charisma checks. Could you do those, Rick?
Sure, yeah.
There you go. Charisma check, DC 10. Nice and easy. Just inhale, exhale.
Oh,
Oof.
First, you create the water, and then you end up accidentally making it rain inside of the inside of the cave instead. So water's still going into it, but the entire cavern is now filling up with water as it's like a heavy rainstorm inside there. But
He starts laughing and doing like an old-time medicine dance.
as you're doing that, laughing and doing a medicine dance, trying to be funny, this is when he comes to. And he comes to
Cool,
see
perfect.
this. We can kind of sum up this conversation without having to get too dark, because this session's already been rather dark, in some simple checks. Why don't we just make an intimidation check on this guy? I'll give you advantage.
Oh, if we're using advantage, then...
is anyone?
All three of you guys involved can make intimidation checks to be a part of this.
With advantage?
With advantage.
Oh yeah. I'm an intimidating little.
How is he the least scared of me? I have the height. Oh, wait, we have the same intimidation.
Because you look like a decent
I'm a
person.
magical
Like,
boy, I'm
he's like,
scary.
he's not going to cook me. He's a witch, and oh my god, he's an elf. They already eat people.
What are you trying to procure from him?
Information, what he's doing, why he's doing it, why necromancy, why rot fiends.
He's crazy.
In short, he was probably somebody who was naturally capable of using magics that was misunderstood, and this is what you were able to kind of like assume based off of the way that he describes things in an absolute lunatic sort of way, that he was an absolute nutter, because he was probably somebody that was born with magic, misunderstood, and driven away and hated by everybody, and just kind of like pushed down this horrible dark path, where it eventually just started talking to corpses, but then eventually like started talking to rot fiends and learning from them, but then somehow learning to use the magic to create rot fiends, and so he uses some sort of concoction to actually create rot fiends that somewhat listen to his commands. The greater rot fiend that he had there was a different sort of experiment that he had. Again, without getting too much into the graphic details, that was one that took a lot of care and love to create that one. And eventually he was able to make they're actually called scurvers. He was actually able to make a scurver slowly and delicately, created the rot fiend, and then nurtured it more and more and more to make it the thing that it was. And that was out of all of them, the only one that like truly listened to his commands through and through completely. But it's still not truly independent of free thought. So like seeing that he was in danger, it would not have broken off to go assist. It would have continued doing what it was doing because it received commands but wasn't truly independent of thought and capable of making those kind of other actions. Like defense, it needs to be commanded to do as opposed to instinctively, right? So anyways, he's just a complete nutbag. Wondering whether or not you can learn magics off of him? You'd think that you could probably learn how to make rot fiends. But anything beyond that, it's probably just magic that he knows instinctively and nothing that he could try to explain or give to you.
Not to mention, he's intends on eating people and pushing them in a stew and just...
Yeah. I think we just finish him off here.
I just coup de grace him with my dagger.
Yeah. Do you actually boil him?
No, that's more for threatening. It's like, oh, that pot's going to take a while to boil. So you better tell us what you know.
Leave him in there.
So, and he dies. And with his last fading breath and the party rejoining, continuing their travels to Dorian with the boy in hands, his parents and...
In tow, not in hand.
so-
Thank you very much.
To clarify,
his
the
parent-
parents, because I was going to ask the kid afterwards, are the parents definitely, like, both of his parents are dead?
I was going to say, and the parents and the sister all having been buried.
Okay.
Very deep so that rot fiends can't get him.
All right, he's going to be my Witcher boy.
He is he comes with you guys because he has nothing else to do. Maybe you already know what you're going to do with him. Probably do. Maybe others have figured it out, but maybe he doesn't know yet. And that's
What's
your
Always
job. To
need more
slowly-
reavers.
What's his name so I can write it down?
boy.
Boy.
You guys never got us.
Give Scott a chance a week to think up a name, otherwise it'll be trash.
You know what? I will take some suggestions. Anybody who's watching this over on Discord, the False Pretense Discord, into the Witcher, the Bloodletting Spoilers chat. Feel free to throw some suggestions in there. And then based off suggestions that are in there and thumbs ups or thumbs downs or whatever, whoever has the most, I want to say whoever has the most interactions, the most emotes. Doesn't have to be thumbs up. Whoever has the most emotes, whatever those are, that's the name we're going to use for the boy. Now let's try to make sure it's not something stupid like fuckboy. Okay? Let's try to make sure it's a legit name.
It's just boy.
Yeah. But like Sprog, that's a fine name. You know, that works. So
Parrots.
whatever has the most reactions inside the Discord. So anyways,
Scott.
I'm afraid of what you've already written in there. His name's Scott. All right, so anyways, let's finish it up here. My camera is all sorts of wonky because I have to fix the lighting that I have going on. Let's start with Rick. You have good news that has nothing to do with streaming. Please go ahead.
I'm going to be buying furniture this weekend, and I'm going to be actually moving. So next time you'll see me, I'll have a new background, probably.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it. And you're do you know when your streaming is going to be able to start picking back up after the move, or is that something one of those like, give it time?
I mean, I'm going to be saving the PC for last.
Okay.
And then once I'm fully there, like all I need to do is pull an internet cable across the hallway to the router, and I'll be up to go basically.
Nice.
So like, I don't know, maybe like a day of inconvenience.
That's fun, running wires across. And you know, remember back when I streamed Elite Dangerous with you a couple times, like over a year ago. I totally brought my computer all the way to my living room so I could sit there and just like play it in my living room on my big ass TV and just like relax on my couch. I had to run cable wires through my house, like straight up. I was like, I got extra wire and some adapters through the house, took everything apart, put it over there. I was like, this is worth it to hang out with Rick. This is totally worth it. Then it's like 4 a.m, 5 a.m. I'm like, I have to put that back now. Because like my child will like trip over it and break it. So fuck.
Yeah.
Not my child might fall over it and hurt themselves. They might fall over and break it.
But children heal, computers don't.
Wow.
Dunce, who are you? How can we find you?
Hey, I'm Dunspace. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch,
Hello,
and YouTube.
Dunspace.
I'm Dunspace. Yeah, that's me.
Hello.
Hello, governor.
Hello, Dunspace.
I'm the donkey.
You can't call him that.
I'm kind of like an Oreo to a glass of milk. He just dunked me in.
So we're not doing it next week, right?
We are.
I thought we were doing it, but we weren't streaming it.
Actually, that's a good question. If you are not capable of playing next Wednesday, raise a hand.
I'm going to be at family.
That makes sense. Perfect sense. Because family, friends, so on and so forth. It's literally the day after Christmas. Makes sense. Cool.
Yeah.
So
That's actually
I
my
will.
Christmas day,
I
'cause
will
I'm
likely stream, and if anybody's available, I'll totally be hanging out with you guys. You know, but we can worry about that over the course of the next week. But I will be live at probably the normal time. You guys worry about you afterwards. Dunce, was there anything else you're saying before we made fun of you?
No, I'm good.
Who are you, Messi?
You just said it, so.
All right. Neil,
Spoilers
what do
gone.
you usually do 8 minutes ago right now?
So usually 8 minutes ago, you can find me on twitch.tv/OllyRant, where I play a rogue who hasn't died yet.
Or taken even more than
No.
3 points of damage in a single attack ever, or failed more than one saving throw in a
He's a
single session.
swashbuckler, and I
I like
play-
how all his characters are slowly getting an eye patch.
Yeah, I know. I thought that. I was like, man, Tel got an eye patch. Like, he had his eye shot out. And then this, and I was like, my God.
How does it need an eye patch?
It's obviously his canon. I need 1 IRL. Anyway, you can find me there. But we're not streaming this week because some people are a bit ill. So this is the perfect chance to catch up on the 3-hour chunks that they come in of Yavaskir and Mother's Love. It's set in Yavaskir, which is Ollie's homebrew world, which I really enjoy. I think you would enjoy it too.
That's YouTube, because that's not /Ollie, right? What's the YouTube? Can you post a link to that in chat just in case so people can find it? Yeah, it's all his homebrew world. Every one of his campaigns that he's run so far on his channel was in Yaviscare. Even one campaign we ran on my channel a long while ago, you can find on my YouTube channel, took place in Yaviscare. All of it's linked to one overarching world plot, even if not everybody's individual plots. But his current Sunday night and Wednesday afternoon, nighttime for him, campaigns are
There's
linked right now.
also a podcast set. It's a recorded session on Monday, but that's without video. That's just with audio, so you can hear. I'm in that one as well, so you can hear me.
Is that
Arvin,
Patreon
some of the
supporters only?
others. Patreon supporters only. It's $5 a month.
That's-
But that one also links in to the world. So there's things that happen, and they meet people that we've already met or have affected. So it's happened in whatever way. I'm still hoping they're going to meet Tel at some point because he's a beautiful, beautiful boy.
Do you have a guy named Tal and a guy named Tel?
Yeah, a Telef Fenos.
Oh.
Stick to what you know, eh?
Yeah,
Paladin,
apparently.
Bard. Look, my rule is always pick a name that can be shortened.
I'm just saying.
Calabast, Telef, Eravale.
I'm just saying the podcast is worth checking out because then you don't have to fucking look at him to hear it. So, you know.
Yeah, so you can imagine me doing all sorts of lewd things instead of watching me with my top on.
Moving on.
But at the same time, you can't see the anguish when he gets murdered.
Yeah, by his friend. By his blood brother.
So
It was the fiends that did it, man.
are you in on that one, Rick? Do you play in that game, Rick?
No, I was just joking about it earlier.
Oh, sorry.
This
Sorry.
game's got-
I was like, wait, did something similar happen in the other game? Because nothing bad ever happens to Neil and Yaviscare. It's like a conspiracy. Like Ollie and Neil have a deal, and Neil
but
always
it did
does well.
It took you a long time to bring Tal down there. I mean, that was pretty hit and miss as to whether you were going to bring him down there.
I'm getting a gray beard.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you
We already know, Scott.
The gray
Yeah.
beard.
all right? Let's finish this up. I'm Daelric. Find me everywhere at Daelric or /Daelric or whatever Daelric. Just Google Daelric. You'll find me. Daelric. You'll also find me tonight with Doxy. Hi, Doxy. At twitch.tv/Lost Initiative Show, where Mathis and I run the Doom channel. We're just going to blow some shit up in Star Wars. I honestly don't remember what happened last session, which is funny because I remember last session being intense. So, what the fuck happened? Anyways, let's all rediscover it together. I'm sure I fucked up somewhere. All right, bye everybody. See you tonight.
Bye.
Goodbye, shit.
I gotta go get my daughter from school.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go eat dinner.